Well, I mean, representing your country is always a very special moment for any player. But leading your country in ODI World Cup, that is even more special for me. And even like, on top of that, home World Cup, even more special. So I mean, everything all together is a very, very exciting and very special moment for me. And I just want to, go there, enjoy and play my best cricket. And that's what, I've been telling to myself and to my team. And at the same time, it's a home World Cup. It's a very special World Cup. And we have to enjoy this moment throughout this tournament.
Enjoying the moments is what it's all about. And Alyssa, Australia have enjoyed the moments when it comes to World Cups. A chance to defend the title after, almost 4 decades, after 37 years, you come into this, as you always do, as favourites.
Yeah, obviously defending a title's not easy to do. Obviously no one's really done it for a long period of time, but it's not really about that. I think it's every team's here to win the World Cup. We know what we need to do to try and do that, and you've got to beat every single side in the world to be able to lift that trophy at the end, which is really exciting. So our group's really looking forward to that challenge, and looking forward to being in these Indian conditions for the next month and adapting.
Absolutely. Nat, 2017 was a pivotal moment. We saw it as broadcast, but to winners in 2017, then finalists in 2022, do you believe that your team just know what it takes at the big stage to reach that level?
Yeah. Although a lot of people weren't there, aren't here now that were in both of those World Cups. But experiencing pressure moments is something that every international cricketer can learn from. And yeah, I mean, you dream to be in those final moments in the big stages, in the knockout games. So, yeah, I'm sure every team will be doing their best to get there.
It's always great, Sophie, isn't it, when you come into an ICC tournament, having recently just won an ICC tournament, how much of that confidence translates into this current crop?
Yeah, it obviously hasn't happened too often for New Zealand, but it's certainly a nice feeling to have that confidence and the belief that we can win world events. I think for us that's really important to know that it's a different format. Everyone starts back on zero. So for us, again, like both Alyssa and Nat have said, we're here to win this trophy, and you've got to beat everyone, in this competition. So we're going to have to be at our best, but we're really looking forward to the opportunity.
We're also really looking forward to seeing this Women's World Cup that will be hosted, Cricket World Cup that will be hosted in India, because I want to ask all of you the rise in popularity. Individually for Indian fans, we've seen all of you in different avatars on Indian conditions performing for teams in India. So we're very well aware or very well versed of how the game has grown. All 4 of you have played such a huge role in that. If you were to sum up, Harman, the change that you've seen or the development that you've seen in the women's game in the last couple of years, how do you stand now heading into this World Cup?
I mean, it's been outstanding. Not only, we have raised the standard. Even ICC is being, great in all the parts. They've been, really supporting women's cricket, and even the BCCI, they've been our biggest support throughout our journey. And good to see that, growth not only in India but everywhere in the world. Every team has, in this World Cup, they have an equal chance to win. So I mean, that shows, we have really raised the standard of women's cricket, and now we have seen packed stadiums. So I think that is something we really enjoy, because we have never seen that before. But I think it's been really outstanding journey so far, and really looking forward for, this World Cup and many more years in the ahead.
Alyssa, similar question to you, a team that enjoys dominance so much. When you see how much the game has evolved and developed, and there is a dominance all over the world now.
Yeah, I think the continued investment in cricket right around the world has been probably the biggest shift that I've seen in my career so far. I think, in particular over here, investing in these young female athletes to be able to go out there and do it full time, and obviously the 4 teams over in Sri Lanka as well, seeing those organisations actually back their players and give them equal opportunity to go out there and perform has been really cool to watch unfold. And I have a firm belief that this is going to be the tightest World Cup that we've been a part of. I think Harman just knocked it on the head and said every team's on equal footing here, and I think for the first time we're probably going to see that. So I think it's really exciting. Obviously Australia have got a rich history in this format in World Cups along with England, but I think every single team is going to be tough to beat.
I think that's really well said, isn't it, Nat, that you have teams on equal footing as you enter this competition. Does that, from your perspective, align with how much the game has developed?
Definitely. I think, from 2017 in England, we've been on an astronomical rise, and then playing in so many franchise tournaments around the world, you've seen it. The amount of people who come to games in India and just support cricket and really love to watch it, gives another energy, another level to the game that we didn't experience before. So, I think the games over here in India are going to be really greatly watched, and that is really exciting as a player.
Similar for you, Sophie, what's been your biggest takeaway in the last couple of years as it's attributed to how much the game has developed and how popular it's become?
I think it's the opportunities that are provided. I think it has been pretty crazy to think back to the start of my career. I think we only ever played against these three countries, and to now, obviously, as everyone's alluded to, any team can win this competition, which makes for it really exciting. I think the next step, though, is to make sure that it is a truly global game and that all boards across the world are provided with equal opportunity to be able to play more cricket, because I think that's one thing that the women's game is screaming out for, is making sure that everyone gets equal opportunity to make sure that they're playing regular games of cricket. They're not having to wait long periods. So the investment has been fantastic, but I know this is only just part of the journey for the women's game.
Which is why we're really hoping from this edition of the Women's World Cup to just, set that future generations, set them up for even greater things. Harman, I know you would avoid the question or give me, I guess, the more diplomatic answer, but it is a home World Cup for India and you are leading. The expectations are there. A lot of people believe in this team. They've been following this team. They believe this is the year you get your hands on that trophy, and it's going to follow you in every stadium in the country that you go to.
Yeah, I mean, see, home World Cup is always special, as I mentioned, and we are really working hard, to improve our cricket, to improve, day by day. But I think, as I mentioned earlier, I know it's a home World Cup. We have a lot of expectations firstly from ourselves, and then I know we are going to see a lot of fans in the stadium. They'll be cheering for us, and I'm sure we will give our best, and hopefully, fans will also come and support. And for both of us, we both can enjoy, we both can, have lots of fun in the stadiums, and I mean, it's a great opportunity. I'll take it as an opportunity, and we just want to play our best cricket.
Well, they say heavy lies the head that wears the crown, but it doesn't look like Queen Alyssa seems to have any problem with wearing that crown. I mean, I know that if I ask you who would threaten the legacy when it comes to Australia, you've already told me that you feel like every team is on equal footing. It's got to be one team that you have a special eye on.
Fortunately, I've got a really small head, so I haven't had to have to wear the crown. But, look, I don't want to single a team out. I think there's genuinely seven other teams that are a real red-hot opportunity at winning this World Cup. I mean, we've just played a pretty fierce series against India over the last 2 weeks. Very high scoring, very stressful cricket as captains. Hopefully you agree with that.
And a lot of support for you as well, a lot of support.
A lot of support, yeah. Look, I think everyone's a genuine chance. I'm not going to single anybody out, but it's quite literally who can handle the pressure for the longest that's going to get the job done. So I'd love to say us, but I think any team's a real chance.
Handling the pressure in those moments, it is a privilege at those points, isn't it? Nat, coming into this World Cup, what do you feel is your team's, in a way, your biggest strength that you carry forward in these conditions?
I think the youth that we have on our side, we've got some highly skilled and talented people coming through that haven't experienced World Cups, and I think sometimes when you haven't experienced it, you don't know what to expect, so those expectations from before aren't there. I think the youth on our side can be balanced out by some of the oldies, and just, I guess guiding people as best as we can. And like Alyssa says, the team who can handle the pressure for the longest and just get over the line in those games, we'll come out on top. And really excited for the tournament to start, because I think the quality of cricket is going to be really exciting.
More experienced ones, we call them vintage now. Old is not a word that we use. Vintage and experienced. And I mean, what about experiences now, Sophie, when it comes to Indian conditions? When you prepare as a team in Indian conditions, having played some cricket here as well, what is the one thing that you keep at the forefront for subcontinental conditions?
I think that's been the interesting thing. You go back probably to your previous questions in terms of the evolution of the women's game, and I actually think the conditions and the pitches that we play on now, I think when you come back, played here 5-10 years ago, you knew it was going to be turning wickets, you knew you were going to have to work hard for every single run. Whereas as you've just seen in the Australia-India series, they scored nearly 800 runs, which goes to show that the quality of the pitches here have been outstanding, and the outfield we know is always lightning quick. So for us, when you play in these conditions, you've got to be able to adapt, because we know at the start of the tournament it might be flat tracks, big runs on board, but spin will certainly come into play at some stage. I think that's something everyone's aware of, and how they've stacked their teams up with loads of spinners is being able to be prepared for that later on in the tournament. But the conditions is going to be something that teams are just going to have to adjust, but always go back to their own individual strengths.
And that's right. It's that right mix. It's the hard work that all of you have done preparing for a global event like this. But there's some players that you're very excited to watch, and most Indians would be looking at Smriti Mandhana. There's no doubt the kind of form that she has been in, record-breaking. How much confidence it gives you as a captain, and of course you've shared a dressing room with her for years.
Yeah, she's been great, to be honest. The way, she's batting nowadays, that is something really exciting to watch from outside. And especially, whenever I'm batting with her, things are quite easy on the pitch. You don't need to, stress too much because she's always there to help. And I think having her in our team, it's a bigger strength for us. And I really, wish that, the way she's batting nowadays, she should continue. And, she's always taking that batter's responsibility and, helping teammates to get runs on the field. So I think the way she's doing her things, she should continue doing and keep winning matches for us.
Absolutely. Nat had mentioned some young players in the team. Alyssa, for you, the youngsters who you think from Australia could make a mark or we should be keeping our eye on?
Yeah, probably some familiar names over here in India, and Phoebe Litchfield, Annabelle Sutherland as well. They've obviously had a bit of success in the WPL, but those two probably within our side have been the most exciting to watch over the last 18 months and are primed for a really big World Cup. So I'm excited to see them do their thing.
Nat, you already mentioned some of the youngsters in the team, so let me flip it around for you. Any opposition players that you're really excited to see in action?
I am going to be very diplomatic and not name anybody.
Name some players from your team. It's fine. You can no worries. We won't make it that hard.
I guess some players who haven't experienced World Cups. Emma Lamb is in great form. She's had a brilliant domestic season and scored a ton of runs. We've also got Alice Capsey, who's come into great form as well. But, I mean, anybody, I think, from any team, as with the quality of cricket now, can win a game for their side. So, we'll be watching out for those youngsters.
Same question, Sophie. Next generation who's going to make waves in this World Cup?
Yeah, obviously, Kiwi girls, we've got a fair few younger ones, which certainly keep me on my toes. But, I look at the likes of Georgia Plimmer and the fantastic World Cup she had last year. Easy Gaze yesterday was outstanding. Being able to reach a ton, and I think Eden Carson as well. They're three players that have had a bit of time in our environment now, and it's sometimes I need a bit of a reminder that they're still only 20, 21, 22. But it is, I'm really excited for them, and as Nat mentioned, they haven't been to a 50-over World Cup, so I'm really excited to see them just go out there and do their thing.
Amazing to have the world at your feet. They're there for the taking. Of course, a lot of it is about the fans in these moments. So message for the fans. Let's go to all of you for a message for the fans.
Yeah, I mean, fans have been outstanding for us wherever we play, not only in India, even wherever we go. They are always coming in huge amount to support us. And I'm sure in Home World Cup, they are going to be even more amazing. And I know they're going to support us throughout this World Cup. And hopefully this journey, from both sides will be, we will try to, give them happy moments, enjoy, we both enjoy it together. And hopefully, they'll keep coming and keep supporting and keep enjoying this ODI World Cup.
Absolutely. That's the same question to all of you. A personal message for your same set of fans that will be following you.
I'd really like to encourage the Indian fans to show up in their Chennai MS Dhoni shirts because they're yellow. So if that could happen, that would be great, especially if we play India.
I don't think you have a problem with that.
Yeah. So show up in that, have some yellow in the crowd, that'd be nice. But no, I'm just excited to see cricket grow again here in India. I think it's a perfect timing for this ODI World Cup to take place here. We've seen the growth in the WPL and what it's done for Indian cricket. So the fact that a major tournament is here, in really good conditions, I think is really exciting. So hopefully the fans get behind it. And for our home fans at home, watch it. It's a prime time.
Well said. Nat and Sophie, for you.
I guess been looking forward to the game against India to obviously have that full stadium, that noise. Really excited about it. But just to hopefully people to come and watch some great cricket, and looking forward to seeing some of the English families come out a bit later on in the tournament.
That would be nice.
We all know that everyone's going to be supporting India. We've accepted that, but New Zealand can certainly be everyone's second favourite team. So
you know that New Zealand is India's second favourite team. You know that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I just
Sorry,
welcome
Australia.
that. So anytime we get it, when we play against India, that's okay. We'll understand that. But against anyone else, make sure you get in behind us Kiwis. I mean, we're in a little wee small country, end of the world, but again, the fans play such a massive role, I think, in helping promote the game, to support. Nat mentioned it earlier in terms of the energy it gives us as players is something that's really special, and we know the Indian fans are like anyone else in the world, so we can't wait to play in front of that noise and go New Zealand.
Of course, we would imagine that, and why not? And listen, we look forward to creating a lot of memories together. It would be remiss of me to not ask these incredible leaders their favourite World Cup memories. I mean, mine was, of course, your 171. Again, sorry, Australia, but we enjoyed that a little bit. Your favourite World Cup memory, Harman?
I mean, obviously that 171, because that really changed a lot of things back home in India, and hopefully in this World Cup we'll create more good memories. So whenever next time we meet, we'll talk about this World Cup's memories.
Absolutely. Let's say you can mention November 19th, 2023 in Ahmedabad as a favourite World Cup memory if you want. We'll allow it.
Oh, no, that doesn't count. We don't care about that. That was the other team. ODI World Cup, I think, having success over here in 2013, I didn't play in that tournament, but I was there. I was a really good drinks runner, so I felt a real sense of pride getting out there, receiving my medal, but that kind of gives us a nice vibe heading into this one, that we played really well here in these conditions, and we can do it again. But I think the 2022 in New Zealand is still a highlight.
Absolutely. Would 2017 Lords at home be the one for you?
It's got to be.
Yeah.
Got to be. Yeah, I mean, what an incredible game of cricket, and obviously another low-scoring thriller.
Yeah.
But yeah, to be a part of that was really, really incredible.
It really was. Sophie, for you?
I'm going to have to wind it back, and I wasn't playing in this before you have a comment about my age, but the 2000 World Cup in New Zealand, where the White Ferns were able to win it, was such a monumental moment. You've spoken about 2017 and Harman as well with your knock. I think that transformed the women's game in New Zealand and really put eyes on women's cricket in New Zealand and around the world. So that's certainly a memory that is ingrained in my head in terms of being a real shift for me personally.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing your memories. We're going to take a breather now as we head over to Colombo. The media will be asking you the question shortly as well. But once again, thank you. Do remember the first game of the World Cup is on the 30th. India take on Sri Lanka. We're going to cross over to Colombo now. Make sure if you want to be there in person, you do get your tickets.
The stage is set.
That's the way to start a World Cup!
As 8 nations compete for the ultimate prize in cricket.
This is unbelievable!
With the world's best travelling to India and Sri Lanka in the pursuit of cricketing glory.
They have etched their names in history.
The ICC Women's Cricket World Cup 2025 begins 30th of September.
Some of our 4 captains who are here in Sri Lanka currently, but we are just 4 days away from what will be the biggest Women's World Cup to date. Super excited, the much anticipated 13th edition that does put a spotlight on the continued rise of women's cricket, and it is a tournament that will definitely showcase skill, passion and the will to win on the grandest stage. And we want to see you there, of course, in person. Get your seat by heading through to tickets.cricketworldcup.com. Now, joining us today, we have 4 standout captains who embody the spirit and the ambition of women's cricket right now globally. So please help me welcome our captains. First up, from Sri Lanka, Chamari Atapattu. Wonderful to have you, Chamari. You can have a seat. And next, some of our youngest captains at this World Cup. And we'll start it off with the youthful authority of Pakistan's Fatima Sana. Welcome, Fatima. And next, a captain who exemplifies South Africa's relentless rise, Laura Wolfart. Welcome, Laura. And then, of course, a captain who is at the heart of this bold new era of Bangladesh cricket, Nigar Sultana Jyoti. Oh, wonderful to have you all here. I know we've had a bit of rain while we have been in Sri Lanka, so warm-up matches, there's no real edge that anybody has. But being at home, Chamari, must be so wonderful. And to play the majority of your matches right here in Colombo, how much does that motivate you and how excited are you to perform for your fans?
Actually, it's a huge opportunity for us for playing in our home soil, in front of our home crowd. It's really good opportunity. So I'm super excited, and not only me, the whole team. And we want to enjoy the moment, playing one game, one time. We don't want to take too much pressure on our shoulders, just play our natural game freely. That's what we want to do.
I guess everybody's wondering, do you think it does give you an advantage, especially when it comes to your top 4 ambitions?
Yeah, definitely. We never make finals in 50 World Cup or T20 World Cup, so this is really good opportunity. So if we can play our best cricket in this com, I know we can make semi-finals.
Brilliant. Fatima, I think you're going to be calling Colombo home as well, because you are based here for the tournament. And what messaging have you been giving to the team in making the most of being in one spot and also making the most of conditions?
Yeah, definitely. We have a great advantage to play here and execute our skills, because we know we played all of games in the same venue and same conditions, so that would be advantage for us.
And what are your objectives for this World Cup? Are you looking at that top 4?
Yeah, definitely. Our main goal is to play the top 4. That would be.
Well, we wish you all the best. Have you gotten any advice from Chamari about Sri Lankan conditions?
No, I think the Sri Lankan condition and Pakistan condition is similar, so we know the exact conditions.
Brilliant. Laura, when you mention South Africa, you think about finals, you think about ICC events, and I'm sure there are so many lessons that have been learnt, especially from your last 2 ICC events and those last 2 finals. Is it South Africa's year?
I hope so. Yeah, obviously had 2 really great events leading into this, making those 2 finals, but different format, different structures to the tournament as well. So really got to take it one game at a time, and hopefully we can take the learnings from those 2 losses and go one step further this time.
What was the biggest learning, would you say?
I think maybe staying calm in those bigger moments. I think obviously that final in Dubai, New Zealand came out really hard and maybe caught us on the back foot a bit. So I think if we can just stay calmer if we do reach the final again, and yeah, hopefully go one further.
Let's bring you in, Nigar. Let's just talk about the edge of your seat World Cup qualifiers that you were involved in, to be able to be sitting here right now. What did you take from your team's performance through those qualifiers, and how have you prepared for this World Cup?
So first of all, we really don't want to go back there again because qualifiers has always been hectic, and how we qualified in the last moment and depending on someone else, it was really terrifying, I guess, so for me and for my whole team. And this is our second ODI World Cup, and first of all, we were very unexperienced. We don't know how to win games in a bigger stage, but this time I think after that we played a lot of good, cricket back home and the away also. So now we all know that how to win games in sort of tournament, and we're looking forward for that.
And what would success look like for Bangladesh?
This is a very good opportunity for all of us, and we all know that we wanted to promote cricket back home, and nowadays people showing more interest to the women cricket in Bangladesh, and BCCB also back us very well. So I think this is a high time that we should give them something back.
Over these last few months, we've just seen how cricket can inspire the next generation. I think we've been seeing it for a number of years now. But Laura, we've been watching the Protea men's team just inspire that generation with their Mace Tour right now. When you think about this tournament and the effect that it could have on the next generation, do you look at every tournament as an opportunity for that inspiration?
Definitely. I think we saw just us making the final what a big effect it had on women's cricket back at home. Had domestic contracts introduced after we made that last final. So yeah, I can only imagine what would happen with women's cricket in the country if we do take it one step further. It's been amazing to see the men lift that ICC trophy, and yeah, I just really hope we could do something similar. It's been really special to see the response back at home from everyone.
I think actually this is a question for every one of you captains. Just how significant do you think this tournament, this ICC Women's Cricket World Cup will be in inspiring the next generation?
Actually, now we can see a lot of youngsters playing cricket around the world, so it's really good thing. Especially in Sri Lanka, we introduced new domestic structure. Now a lot of girls school started playing cricket in Sri Lanka, and SLC offer national contracts as for full-time contracts for the players, and SLC increased the payments and everything. So this is really good in Sri Lanka at the moment, and if we can make semi-finals, it's really good things for us because a lot of youngsters want to play, but we have to inspire them. So this is really good opportunity for us to make semi-finals and playing best cricket in front of our home crowd.
Yeah, I think just being able to see the team in real life, in action, that's why we want to see all the fans there. Tickets.cricketworldcup.com. Got to be there. Fatima, what do you think of this next generation and what they will take from this World Cup?
Yeah, first I start with myself because when I saw my team last couple of years, and I was show the in TVs and somewhere that my team played, and that would be my inspiration. And now our whole team is inspiration in back Pakistan. So we need to go in the semis and show the same inspiration because everyone demands wins. So definitely we will try to win the day-by-day matches and show them that in Pakistan we can play cricket as a career opportunities and the way.
Would you say that cricket in Pakistan is bigger than it's ever been?
Yeah, definitely. We want that type of stuff because we know our men's played a good cricket in Pakistan. So same as we need women's more cricketers in Pakistan.
Definitely. Nigar, just on the fact that this prize fund has increased fourfold, it's a really good time to be a part of the tournament.
I think it's a great initiative and it's a good motivation as well, I think so. And definitely it will really promote cricket in back home, and definitely it will increase more cricketers to come into the cricket and pick up bat and ball. And whenever we wear this jersey, I think it's give us a greater responsibility as well, and to showcase ourselves and give our 100% in this sort of tournament, and it will give us a more exposure definitely, and how actually our both are actually backing up for last couple of years, and it will definitely give us more.
Brilliant. Tamari, I just want to go to that blockbuster opening match that we are going to witness, and you playing against India. That Sri Lanka-India clash is something that I think you have good memories of if we go back to 2013. I know you were just 22 years old, but that probably proved something to you, so anything is possible come the 30th of September.
Yeah, definitely. The game is very important for both of teams. It's a big game for us and India as well. I know India expectation is very high compared to Sri Lanka because of their players and they're hosting the first game. So as a team, we are going like underdog tags all the time. So, but same time I can say we beat India a couple of times in the big stage in Asia Cup finals, and last tri-series we beat India. So yeah, they have good players. Their domestic structure is in next level, and they are playing WPPL. But the particular day who will be playing our best cricket, that team will be win. So we want to execute our right plan, right time, and we don't want to take too much pressure on our shoulders. Just enjoy the game in the same day.
I believe there's a word that's been running through your dressing room, that of resilience. Is that going to be a brand of cricket that we see throughout this tournament from Sri Lanka?
Yeah, exactly. We won't play our best game all the time. We don't want, we have to play our fearless cricket. We have that courage. So I know we have good youngsters in our team because they always play their fearless cricket. We have good under 19 players and under 23 players. So few youngsters in the team, they're playing really good cricket last couple of months. Even the seniors like Inoka and Udeshika, they're playing really good cricket. So yeah, it's a good game. And I hope we can beat India, and we can make history in this World Cup as well.
Fans are going to love that. Well, we look forward to that, and we wish you all the best. Fatima and Laura, you've been seeing each other quite a lot over these last few weeks. Fatima, I'll just ask you about that ODI series that's just completed and what your team took, especially from that final match, to be able to get a result.
I think in the last second match, we know that if the guys can 300 plus runs, so we have to do, and in our team, we are believing in that kind of thing. So definitely our main goal is, because we know the condition is like mostly batting side. So the way the guys played and the way our girls played, that would be awesome, because they are believing in self, and our whole team is keep believing and keep going, that type of thing. So the main thing is.
And Laura, what did you take from it? Because it was so nice to be back, I'm sure, with the team, having spent some time at the 100.
Definitely. I think conditions was the main thing. Obviously, being able to spend some time in the subcontinent, a really tightly contested series as well, and we had a bit of a mix of conditions. I think first 2 wickets were nicer to bat on, and then that third one was really slow and turning quite a bit. So I think it was great for us to sort of be exposed to all of that before heading over to India.
Yeah. Now, history says that you have the big teams, of course, Australia, New Zealand and England, who have won it before. What is South Africa's game plan when you come up against not just Sri Lanka, Pakistan and Bangladesh, but those teams as well?
Yeah, I think in a tournament like this, as I said before, I think every team is a big team. I think there's no sort of single team or two that are set out to win it. I think in these conditions, it really brings a lot of the subcontinent teams into the game. So I think our strategy for the tournament will really just be one game at a time, to not think about big names or past World Cups, to just really focus on the opposition in front of us and the game that we have next.